right, episode 3 with Mr. Slumped Sessions.
Yurt.
We actually did this previously for 30 minutes and the mics weren't on.
It happens.
Yeah, that sucked.
Technical difficulties happen,
That sucked.
and sometimes the workaround is just to do it again.
And you know, I'm totally down with it. And at first I was like, but then I was like, no, this is building the stamina for, because this shit's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Like you said, you know.
man, I've done whole interviews where I've started out badass, 15 minutes in, and I'm like, I'm not recording anything. Or one time I did a interview with I don't know if you know who Bo Bundy is.
Yeah.
I did an entire interview, but me and him were drinking back and I was drinking Jack Daniels while I was doing it. Got to the very end of the interview, very end, after like an hour and a half, recorded everything, accidentally deleted it after he left. I was cleaning everything up, closed out, and it popped up one of those, do you want to save this file? Didn't even think about it, half drunk already, said no. Deleted the entire audio for the interview. And this was like right before he really started like blowing up. So that one hurt. I still think of that one.
That hurts right now.
Yeah.
Damn.
That one was tough.
Whew. Okay, well, so let's get into this. So I'm gonna ask you again, one more time, just to give them a small little brief description of yourself and Slumped Sessions.
Man, Slumped Sessions, we are creatives and creators who enjoy pushing the underground and enjoy making things. Whatever it may be, we enjoy doing it. I love filming. I love creating content. I've worked with, shout out to the homies Guts, on making short films with them, and my homie Quest, he does music, so we really try to push it on all fronts, but we're just creators who enjoy creating and enjoy the underground scene and shining light to artists.
Okay. And so you've been doing podcasting, short films, recording, all of these things. I want to focus more so on the podcasting and just being a what would you call it? Like not a social media personality, but like you said, you're specifically for the underground artists. So being a personality and pushing whatever it is, but more so the personality, what would you say are the more challenging things for anyone that's going to pursue to be a personality and to put people on the spotlight? Like, what are some of the challenges that you have learned that you could teach them now for them to avoid or to be prepared for it to come?
First, I would say be yourself, because sometimes people could tell whenever it's forced. People can smell fake a mile away.
Yeah. People
can smell fake a mile away, so be yourself. Naturally, if you're gifted in front of a camera, you're going to be gifted at talking and being able to do that. That was something I struggled with personally. Was before any of this, I had never been in front of a camera. And it's still challenging for me to be able to sit in front of a camera and talk, but be yourself, be authentic, be able to have perseverance, because anytime that you're getting into any kind of endeavor, you're going to have your ups and downs, you're going to have your lefts and rights, you're going to, you never know what's going to happen. So make sure it's something you actually want to do. And if it's something you really want to do, be able to overcome anything that comes in your way and take it with a grain of salt, because the entertainment, the internet space, being an artist is not for the weak.
Yeah. I've been telling, I forgot who it was, but telling a few people, whenever you promote yourself, to attract new clients or new an audience, a larger audience for whatever it is you're doing, you're not only promoting to them, you're promoting to the haters.
Yes.
So it's, you get both.
And you could try to filter out stuff on the internet, but hate is always going to find its way in there. You might be loving something you do. You might put it together and spend weeks on it, and somebody's going to find something to say. It's inevitable. No, you can't be for everybody. Even big artists like Kendrick or a Jay-Z or something, they have haters.
Yeah.
They have people talking shit. There's always gonna be somebody. So like I said, you got to take it with a grain of salt, because this industry is cutthroat.
It's a part of it.
Yeah, it's a part of it. Especially putting yourself out there on the internet, man. I may put something out and it's made for the Houston area, but people in New York, people in Chicago, people in Detroit, people in Cali, Florida, people have found it over there and they watch it, and it spreads. Things spread. You never know what it's gonna take a life of its own.
Yeah. Okay. Good pointers. So, I'm thinking of the last things that we were speaking about. I know I had asked you about the shop, and sheesh, man, I'm really like, my mind just like froze up. This is where your experience shall kick in. Yeah, I'm like totally. So you know what? This is where we'll go. So I was just informed of a situation within our business that like has caught me off guard, to where now it's like it's a problem, but you're dealing with so many other things, and then you have something internal that you didn't even know, and man, trying to do this podcast, and it's just like, fuck, man, there's so much stuff.
Yeah, well, like I said, you have your ups and your downs, and you were all hyped up. You're like we're on an up.
Yeah.
But then sometimes
oh God.
You have your lefts and your rights.
Bro.
So things go left, things go right. You never know what's gonna happen. Really, the only way to overcome it is, man, you gotta try to put it in the back of your head. I have found that for us, in order to do the things that we're trying to do, which is multiple businesses all under the same umbrella, under the same brand, it's best for me to play a position of behind the scenes, and in some cases not even in the scene, like way far behind the scenes. Yeah.
And just doing, the marketing, the things where you don't need to be in the shop, because we all have like our strengths, and my strength is not being in the shop. My energy's too much, and I had to come back because we had to fix some things, and now it's time for me to leave, because not all energy is made for the same what would you say, the time frame of a business.
Yeah.
What's needed at the beginning to build a business is not the same energy needed to maintain once it's already been organized. There's a system. You need crazy, delusional to actually create something out of nothing.
Yeah.
But you don't need that once it's already created. It's already, you could just plug in and it goes. And that's something that man, that's a real thing.
Yeah, I mean, just think of like Jeff Bezos. He probably sounded crazy as shit whenever he first started out, trying to tell everybody, "Oh, this is what I want to do. This is how it's gonna be." But once it's up and running and it's actually profitable and it's going, he's not the one running the day-to-day on everything.
Yeah.
You need somebody who's that, you know, you have the crazy idea and you put it into motion, but sometimes you need that day-to-day person.
Have you seen the movie The Founder with Michael Keaton?
I think so.
It's I mean he's
The McDonald's one,
yeah,
right? Yes.
yeah. And you know my friend Mike C told me, hey, you need to watch that movie. That's good for you.
Yeah.
And you know I watched it and I'm just like, fuck, dude, like best movie ever. And it you know it just inspired me. But the point that I bring this movie up is Michael Keaton is playing what's his name, something Kraft, the guy, the you know, the founder of McDonald's. And you know this is another story that the McDonald's brothers, he literally took it from them,
Yeah.
but turned it into this huge fucking crazy corporation that it is today. The McDonald's brothers didn't want to do that. They just wanted their little shop and like that's that. But the point is, the Michael Keaton, the guy, Mr. Kraft, he's the founder. And in order to create what has happened, it took a fucking madman to not just visualize it, but actually do the groundwork and travel and do all this crazy shit. And he was just relentless. And like, he seemed, you know, psychotic, you know?
Yeah.
But like, that's the only way that thing was ever, you know, could ever happen. Now, mind you, you don't need a Mr. Kraft in a McDonald's today, cause they will fucking quit. You know, like that's just too much.
Yeah.
But you need it at first. It's like a baby. They need the mom there every day. But when you know the baby's now 25 years old, it doesn't need mom there every day saying, "Oh, you need to do this, you need to eat at this, you need to wear this." Like, and you know, there's just different energies required at different levels of different stages of everything.
Yeah.
You know, fuck, man. I know that's. I don't think people typically think of things like that, but. Fuck, dude. This shit's tough.
It happens, man. It happens.
Damn.
Especially in business, man. You never know. Like I said, somebody always needs a finger to point something at, and sometimes everybody is the bad guy at some point in time.
I read a book. I can't remember what book it was. It might have been a Dale Carnegie book. It's one of the most popular self-help books. I read a shitload of self-help popular books during this era of me trying to better myself. And in this book, it spoke about who's calling me. We'll answer that later. But let me see. Who's that? I know them. Just can't think of it. Anyways, in this book, in this specific part of the book, it spoke about the businessman, or the businessman, or the owner, whatever, and how, like, if you're gonna go down this path, understand, like, yes, it's difficult, yes, it's all these things, but it can be rewarding if you're successful, but also to know that people are going to look at you like you're a bad guy, because that's how Hollywood has portrayed the CEO,
the boss.
Yes,
yeah.
You know, in these movies like that, they're always they're getting over on the little guy, or they're taking advantage, and I mean, it's true, because I mean, fuck, we've seen the movies, we've heard things growing up, we know that people don't like the boss, and sometimes there's no reason to, other than it's just like, oh, that's the boss, so act right, because they could potentially fire you or do something to harm you.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that that's like what, like but yeah, some positions in life, I guess that's just what's going to come with it, that you're not going to be liked.
Yeah, it's a lonely road. Business is definitely a lonely one. Um, Being an artist, being a creative is always a lonely thing. That's why you always see um, these actors and stuff. A lot of them battle depression, and a lot of them have substance abuse issues and stuff, because it is a lonely thing. A lot of times you know, you're critiqued the hardest, and everybody, has their eyes on you, but most of the time you're lonely and you don't really have anybody else to fall back on.
Yeah. God damn, you know my life? God dang. No, like, what I've learned is, I'm like, we're all the same, we're trying to be successful in life, and, some of us, and I believe I'm one of them, it don't matter. It don't matter what I do or what I accomplish or whatever. Like I don't feel successful. I feel very far from it. But I understand the perspective outside could look completely different than the way that I feel about it, and people will hold that against you. And you could just be, what's the word? Oblivious to it. And just question, like, God damn, well, why are these people, like, why do they hate me? And it's like,
Yeah.
and it's like, if you could step out of yourself, it's like, man, these people, whatever, maybe, like, maybe there's a family over there and they're struggling, and then some guy's just driving, down the street in a Lambo with no worries. Like, that right there can make them just like, you know what? Fuck that guy. They don't know him.
Yeah.
They don't know nothing. But just the perception, or, yes, their perception of that guy's got it easy, we've got it hard. And that's not fair.
And you never know, that guy could be having the worst day of his life. He could have just lost his mom. He could have just found out he got fired from whatever job he was that was paying for that Lambo.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm driving it one last time before they come and repo it.
Yeah, you don't know.
You never know. And we were talking about it a little bit earlier of, like, the definition of success. The definition of success is different to everybody. Because I was thinking about it, like, a few weeks ago of, like, what is success to me? What is success to somebody else? Somebody would look at me and think, I've got it all, I've got a decent job, my bills are paid, house is paid, I got, my kids are all healthy and they're good, but my level of success is somebody else's goal. Somebody, you look at somebody like a Jeff Bezos, and you're like, that's what I want.
Yeah.
If I was at that level, I would be successful. But then you never know. Like, he can be like, this is too much. I want a modest job. I want, just a quiet life. You never know. Like,
it's like Robin Williams.
Yeah.
It's like, this is an incredible Oscar, winning actor, millions and millions of dollars, super popular, commits suicide.
Yeah. Like, you look at somebody who you would look up to whenever you were younger, and, like, if I just had that, I would be happy. But then you get that, and you never really are, like, it doesn't feel like success, because success is just a goalpost that just keeps moving.
Facts.
If I was to look at my situation now, 5 or 6 years ago, whenever I was struggling, whenever I was on drugs, fucking homeless or something, and I'm like, if I just got there, I would be happy. But now I'm here, and I'm like, if I was just somewhere else, I would be happy. Like, if I was Joe Rogan's podcast big or something, like, it's a never-ending cycle of moving that goalpost, and you just have to find happiness in what you got.
You know, and here's an example to that I can use from personal experience. And I think a lot of us, especially in this area, you know, this town or whatever, but a lot of our goals are, or not even goals, but just like, if only I had $20,000, or if I had $100,000 or whatever, then I'd be set, you know?
Yeah.
Or I'd be completely happy. I'd be, I'd have no problems, this and that. And, I remember along my journey trying to get better, and 2020, 2021, I had dabbled into stocks, created a record label, obviously I was cutting hair and just doing so many things. And the stocks really took off for me. And my trading, I was trading stocks and I was just killing it. And like, I was I had $30,000 months, collectively with everything. Not every month, 5 figures every month. And for like 18 months, just doing that and working at home. And I'm not saying it's a lot of money to everyone, it's relative, but to me, that was a lot. The most money I've ever had in my entire life before that was less than $2,500.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, and you do $30,000, a month, and you're coming from that is crazy. And for 18 months, I was right there. And that was that point where if only I could, have, whatever, do $10,000 a month, I'd be good or whatever. And it went even further than that. And I lived like that for 18 months. And it was cool. It was great at first. It was amazing, right? It was like the stress of bills, day-to-day life. You don't really have that because you're not worried about where it's going to get. The thing that I learned, though, was in order to produce that type of income, the output was so much. I had to put so much in order to receive, more. And over time, just like you said, if only I was here, then you get there. And the same thing, only if I was there, and I'm there. And all I do is, and ultimately what I learn is, if only I could have this income, or maybe even a little less, but have my time. And so it's pushing, like you said, it's pushing the needle. Let me hit that. It's pushing the needle. And and sometimes it's not even you not knowing, like it's not that you're chasing a goal that won't make you happy. It's actually, it could be the lack of knowledge. And then you get there and you become more knowledgeable and understand, no, this is what will actually get me there, or at least closer. And so, yeah, like
it's a rat race. It's a never-ending cycle of wanting and getting what you want, and then finding out that what you really wanted didn't internally make you happy. Like, you can have $100,000, you can have $1 million, but if you don't have a little bit of time, if you don't have, the family, there's so many factors that'll make a millionaire sad.
Yeah.
Just because you have money doesn't make you not a human.
A car, your car is not gonna care about you.
And people, there's that saying like, "Oh, I'll cry in my Lambo," but
it's still gonna hurt the same as
exactly
whatever, like.
It doesn't hurt any less because you're crying in a Lambo.
It's like, what, just have a great family and a Lambo.
Yeah.
And eliminate the things that make you cry and get the Lambo. Not, I'll just suffer through all the things, in a Lambo.
Yeah, life doesn't have to be sad just because you're getting money. You can have both.
Yeah, I think it was a book. But anyways, it was basically saying, if you want to be happy in life, then do what senior citizens do. because senior citizens have lived their whole life essentially chasing these things.
Yeah.
And as they're getting closer to that, to their, latter ages, to where, obviously death is not too far away, they do what makes them happy. They do what seems, what's smart and what makes them happy, and is the way to live. And what do? They take care of themselves. They watch what they eat. They spend time outdoors, like follow senior citizens.
They try to spend whatever time they have left with family and surrounding themselves with people that make them happy.
Eventually we're going to learn what is smart, or what is the most important things to us. We'd be fools to think that we're gonna learn that early on in life. Like, no, you learn that through trying to find out what it is, and that's what they do.
Yeah, I mean, if you've ever talked to an older person, it's always interesting to learn about their life and what they've gone through, and then learning about regrets, learning about what they regretted in life, what they wanted to do and never got the chance to do. It's those things at the end, whenever it's all said and done, that really weigh on you. Sometimes you're not going to be laying in your deathbed worried about Tesla making it to this amount of stock and I made X amount of dollars on X amount of days. You're going to be thinking about like the life and the experiences you had and the good times and stuff. And a lot of times the good times outweigh the bad times, because at the end you focus more on that and you think about it.
I was having this talk with my one of my mentors, John Bertoli, and we spoke about things like that, like experiences and things like that, and to fulfill, for self-fulfillment, life fulfillment,
Mm-hmm.
And I think everyone's different, because like I was telling him, like, bro, like, if I'm not helping people, if I'm not creating something that obviously will make my life better and give me resources, but if I'm not doing it with people that can be involved and they can benefit off of it, I am so unfulfilled. Like, trading stock is cool, you can make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
That is not fulfilling for me. That eventually gets boring. And the thrill of building something from nothing and then doing it with people and the energy and building together, like, and then hopefully it benefits them in their life. Hopefully you can turn it into something bigger that could help your kids or your grandchildren. And like, that's just like, I'm not saying everyone's like that, but it's all different. I would totally trade a lot of experiences to be able to leave, to build something, to leave, to benefit my family. I would do that. I would make that sacrifice for sure. But it's not saying it's right or wrong.
Yeah.
Everyone's different.
I was listening to a podcast with this guy. He was an actor and he was a director. And he said, whenever it's all said and done and I'm in my deathbed, I'm not going to be worried about money. I'm not going to be worried about, I made this movie and it got X amount of dollars. I'm going to be focusing on how happy I was making that movie, how happy I was creating those memories with everybody involved, everybody who was acting, and but I'm not going to be worried at the end of the said and done. I'm not worried about it got X amount of dollars. You're focused on the experience and the joined community that you created there.
Yeah, I agree. Just right now,
Mm-hmm.
I momentarily, just like real quick, just put all of my focus on times that happened, and I thought about baseball, playing younger in baseball, and don't get me wrong, hitting home runs and making incredible plays, but it's because it was shared with so many people, you know?
Yeah, you hit that home run, and you're rounding third base, heading home, and you see
Yeah.
10 of your closest friends right there at that time cheering you on. You're sharing that experience, and that's something that you remember.
Yeah, yeah. And it's the people. It is the people.
It's the people you surround yourself by, and it's the experiences you make with these people that really last a long time.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, pretty sure we're running low on time because we had that 20% hit in. Pretty sure that 10% is going to hit where we're at. I think we already ran up to like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So we went back. And you know what? This one might have been a little bit more, not realer, but it was the car was warmed up, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, anytime I come to see you for anything, me and you always end up having these conversations and having these long talks, and a 30-minute haircut for me could turn into an hour and a half because because we're talking, and I enjoy coming and being able to feed off of your energy. Basically, I come over here and I pick your brain, I feed off of your energy, and I say, what the hell is J-Mo up to today?
I do that too. One more time, let them know where they can follow you.
Hey, follow me, Slumped Sessions, everywhere: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook.
OnlyFans.
No, actually no. But I mean, I have them all. What is it? Sky Blue, fucking
I don't even know that.
Red Note, everywhere. Slumped Sessions.
Nice.
Follow me. Don't know what's coming up, but I really appreciate anybody who does tap in and enjoys what I do and enjoys the content that I create. And I hopefully, whatever I create next, you'll like it too.
I'm sure they will. Keep going. Let's hope the volume is on. But
Hey,
it was a
I
good one.
appreciate you for having me, man.
Appreciate you for coming. Shout out these mics. We're gonna see if they work. Hopefully they work.
Hey.
Pray.
If they do work,
I'm buying some.
exactly. Quality stepping up.
After pay.